It's happening. It's happening. We happen to be...
Rose Brielle.
I don't know. We'll see if she makes it. We'll see what happens. Do 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 do. Oh, I just have to hit this button. There we go. All right, Pretzel Rocks, that's enough music. We're good. Enough with the music already. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's very special episode of Next to the Floor. It's very special because we've got backgrounds on our backgrounds. I'm here with the one and only good guy, Gary. He's taken in the sights of a futuristic city. I'm ready to hack the planet, you know. So,
Welcome.
welcome. Hi, Gary. How's it going, my man?
Hello. Long time no see.
I know these last 2 months have been utter chaos.
I would say, yeah. Happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you. 1 year older, maybe 1 year wiser, but who's to say if that's actually the truth? I like to
Are
think.
you sad that your month is ending?
Yes. I mean, like, no, but also yes. But also no.
I
But
feel you.
yes. Because I feel like July just
Oh, yeah.
started yesterday, and here we are already at the end of it.
hmm
But
Did you make the most out of it?
I like to think that I did. I've been making it a point this summer because I always get to the end of the summer and complain to myself about never feeling like I actually get the opportunity or had taken the opportunity to go outside and enjoy the summer. So I've made it a point to do that this year.
There we go.
And it's happening.
It's happening.
Not today
You're
though.
doing things.
Yeah, I forget how, or I forget the fact that Boston is a coastal city.
Yeah.
Like,
hmm
very quickly forget. And knowing that the beach is a 15-minute drive from my house, like, there's no excuse for me not to go to the beach. Let's go get away.
True.
Except for I tried to go today because I wanted to go to the beach one more time before we flew off to Rome for the week.
I know. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Um,
I'm more of a river person rather than beach.
I'm
I'm not. I'm not. Beach is not my persona.
Beach is not your job.
It's not my job. It used to be my job. I used to be a lifeguard back in the day, but
Were
still, beach was not my job because I mostly worked at pools.
I was gonna say, were you like waterfront certified or were you pool certified?
I was pool certified because I had a WSI
Oh, nice.
and a pool operator's license.
Oh, cool. That's fun. I had
Mhm.
WSI, waterfront, and pool stuff because I worked for a summer camp that had a pool and also a waterfront, so I needed to have both. That was some hard training,
Yeah.
especially the lake
No.
stuff. Ugh, they made me like it.
Oh yeah.
Ugh, ugh.
No. I prefer rivers.
I, in truth, am more of a just like go and be by the water, not actually get into it kind of gal.
Yeah. No, I mean same, but have you ever floated down a river?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We used to
Yeah, that's the bomb.
go tubing down the Susquehanna,
Mm-hmm.
down the old Susquehanna, just like uh was it Washington? There's a canoe regatta that happens every year. Um uh in upstate New York, the General Clinton Canoe Regatta. I have no idea who General Clinton was, but obviously some general. And every year they would do this big canoe regatta, and we would float. Well, people would like race their canoes down the river. I don't know why. My mom's business partner would do it every year, and so we were her pit crew. But we would then, once all the boats went by, we would all get in our big dinghies and just float.
Canoes were like you looked at a canoe and you got in one and you're like, okay, depending on the size of the canoe, could be, you know, a range of difficulties of using the canoe. And at my first canoe experience did not go well.
Honestly, the um I've done my time in a canoe.
I'm
And
more of a and what? Go ahead, sorry.
oh no, you go ahead.
I'm more of a what do you call it?
Paddleboard, boogie
You
board,
know, it's just you and your little
a kayak.
kayaking. Yeah, not the travel website.
I again am, I'm good. I think that's it. I'm good. And what's even worse than the canoe or the kayak? A paddle boat.
A paddle boat. I mean, paddle boats are fun though.
I for the
Like,
for the first like 5 minutes, and then you get out into the middle of the lake and realize you have to pedal your way
I,
back.
I wish I wish paddle boats were more efficient, as in like like paddle versus like oh, there goes mine.
Oh, did your lights turn out again?
Yeah, again, wow. But, the weather. No, I'm just kidding. It's unplugging. No, I wish they were a little bit more efficient. Paddle versus velocity. I wish it pushed it a little bit more. But paddle boards where you stand on top of them and you paddle them with the stick, they're pretty dope.
Oh yeah, those are cool. I can get into that. But yeah, I'm mostly just like, if I can be on or near the water and not have to do anything, that's the ideal scenario. I don't have to work.
Yeah, you don't have to keep your eyes open scanning.
Yeah.
Even then, you're not enough. Like,
and
what? Huh?
and that's why I don't do, like, I'll go to the beach. I will go get away. And I might like dip my toes in the water, but I'm not gonna go wading in the water because with global
People are
war
rude.
uh, with global warming
Well,
happening, many more sea creatures are making their way northwards. And I'm not trying to be attacked by a shark. I know the odds of that happening are very slim to none, but I say, why risk it? Because the first time or the one time I decide to get into the water, what's going to happen? Snatched. Leg
Yep.
snatched.
Shark. Boom.
Shark just
Yeah.
attacked. Yep. Not trying to have it. But I tried to go to the beach today, but I forgot that the sandcastle building contest is happening this weekend.
Yeah, it's
So
pretty cool.
Revere
I saw
Beach
pictures
was,
of it.
yeah, it's neat. It's a cool little thing, but I mean, obviously it's a pretty big deal. Um, but I was not expecting, I wasn't prepared for it to be happening. There was also some sort of parade happening in downtown Boston this morning.
A lot of stuff happened
There was a lot of stuff happening today because I went into
this
town.
summer.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of stuff that does happen during the summer, huh?
Yeah, did you know that they're paying people to throw block parties, in their communities?
Oh, well,
They're like paying
sign
people
me up.
to throw block parties.
Let me just go walk outside real quick with my speaker and put on some music.
I mean, you gotta organize it. They give you like the money to like get food. I don't know, maybe get like a PA system. I don't know, get some type of entertainment. It's pretty cool. Look it up.
I could get into
I don't know
that.
when it lasts. How long does it last? Honestly, I think it's just they're doing a lot of stuff because they know the Sumner tunnel is closed, and a lot
Hmm.
of people are pissed off. That's why.
Yeah,
That's why they're doing all
it's,
this stuff.
I mean, it's super inconvenient that it's closed. But I feel like I mean, granted, I haven't ever gone out I did go out to the airport one time so far this summer since the Sumner Tunnel has been closed to go drop off one of our coaches. And I didn't experience too much like delay. I feel like it's a little bit more hyped up. But also, I don't go to the airport often enough to experience any issues.
Well, it's if you live in East Boston. Like going to the airport is okay. They got they're not gonna like make it hard to go to the airport, but they're gonna make it hard to get out of East Boston
Oh, facts. Have
because
you
because
the blue line is closed too, correct?
no, the Green Line is closed
Oh, that's fun.
through Government Center to the end, I think. So you can't get to like Union Station or anything like that. But no, the blue line. If they close the blue line, nobody would be able to get out of East Boston.
That's true. Everybody would be stuck
Sometimes they
there.
do. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do the shuttle buses, and that's really annoying. But they can't do it anymore because guess what? Tunnel is closed. So you make sure the T is running.
um, on a
What's going on? Why you got a back? Where you got a background?
Oh, I just was playing around with some different settings and stuff on the computer, and I saw that this was an option and was like, oh, fun. Could also change it to, I don't know. We could change it to like a nighttime space scene. Speaking of nighttime space scene, Gary. So I figured this would be of
You just wanted
your
to match my color. Why did you change it to the same color as mine?
because
Wow,
I felt like
that's
I
okay.
needed to.
All right.
Um, so speaking of like space and this like space scape that's going on, did you see
Go
the
ahead.
UFO congressional hearings?
Yes.
So your thoughts on them?
I literally predicted all of this stuff since 2020. Like not even predicted, like literally early on in my childhood, I knew. Um, it's obvious. I mean, like all the, it's like there's so much evidence and there's so much proof too. Like if you really just start to put like the points together. Um, yeah, it's just a matter of like tell us or yeah, tell us what we want to hear. We already know it, so go tell it. But they're not going to tell us because it's a matter of national security. Because a lot of the information we have, they're not going to let like Russia and China know that we have it because they have their own programs too as well. So they're just gonna still stonewall us and be like, no, it's a matter of national security because it is.
That's fair.
Like they, you know, it's just like, what are you gonna do? I mean, this already happened. History already repeated itself. You know, it's happened during like World War II as well too.
What,
Roswell.
UFOs? Oh, Roswell.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Dig.
So I don't know, like I don't know what what you want me to say. How I feel about it. Finally,
Yeah,
crazy.
I watched like bits and pieces of it, and I am kind of in two places with it. You know, I think,
Can I pause you right there?
yeah,
Can I
go
pause
ahead.
you right there?
Go ahead.
Hold on. Can I just say something about hearings? I just wish people would like talk to each other and be like, okay, you're asking that question. We won't ask that question then. We won't look embarrassing and ask that question. But everybody has to ask the same questions and not mark it off their list. Like, oh, hmm, they just asked that question. I probably shouldn't ask that again. I should probably just listen, you know? But they have to ask the same questions over and over again.
Well, look at the dummies that we
Or that's what
have.
it's my
Look at the dummies we currently have in Congress at the moment. Are you surprised? I mean, so this is I'm with you on this. So this is where I'm kind of in like two different camps as far as the um as far as this hearing went, because I feel like currently, like our current um government or congressional environment, um that
Wait,
they're
did you watch the hearing?
I did. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched
Yeah.
parts of it. um I
Okay.
feel like there's a lot of, like, obviously a lot of nonsense hearings, or like a lot of hearings that are just brought about as like distractions from greater issues,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, like, do I feel, especially given the the nature of this particular hearing, and also during the hearing how like they would ask questions, and then the whistle, like their whistleblower or whatever, would kind of answer the question, but most of the answers were like, well, I can't get into the details of that because it's highly classified information,
Yeah.
right? So I
Uh-huh.
was like,
I
okay,
see. Oh,
so so that's
see,
where
I
I
mean, like you're
was
talking to somebody in the
frustrated.
military. I'm sorry.
Right. So
It's frustrating. I know it's frustrating.
so that's
It's
where
frustrating. I
like
get
I'm
it.
frustrated, where it's like, okay, great. I'm glad that it's cool that we're having this hearing and trying to get information out to the general public, but also at the same time, like, all of you asking these questions as members of Congress, you should be fully aware of like I guess the sensitive nature of the material, so that way you're asking the right questions, and not just questions that are going to lead down this never ending kind of spiral of, well, I can give you kind of this half answer, but I can't give you the full answer because the rest of that answer is a matter of national security. I can't give you this answer because it's a matter of national security. Blah blah blah. So I kind of left watching the parts of the hearing that I did. Um, I think more frustrated and obviously with more questions than answers because there weren't a whole lot of answers given. But I liked that their whistleblower had mentioned they don't call them aliens, they call them um biologics
Mm-hmm.
or something along those lines. That was the craziest thing. I was like, oh shoot. So part of me hopes that everything that the guy was saying is real. Um because like cool and um not for nothing, I think we probably could use a little um alien overlord sort of scenario. But
Yeah, I feel you. I see why it's frustrating as well too. But do you think why? You know why it's still like a lot of the stuff that they can't say is classified?
well, I mean, I'm assuming it has something to do with like, the Illuminati and lizard people or something along those lines.
No, man, it has to do with weapons. It has to do with like energy. It has to do with like
Alien
huge
weaponry.
advancements in technology that like that is kind of crazy and that would crash like I don't know, just destroy markets and just I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, but if that was the craziest thing that you heard in the trial, you should have listened to like a lot more of it because they kind of like through the questioning, like if you watch it, they do kind of like spiral with their questioning and then they wordsmith their questioning and like, okay, I can't you can't answer that, but can you answer this? And it gives a lot of context to the what the secret organizations within the government are doing and like why they're doing it as well too. Like one of the biggest takeaways that I had from the hearing is that okay, so being a veteran and being in the Marine Corps, one thing I've always noticed that like with defense spending, everything is just super overpriced, crazy overpriced. Just like why? Like and a long time ago, I was like, man, that's crazy. When you think about like when you think about when you think about like gang activity and illegal organizations, what really drives like their financial system, like money laundering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like so right, so it like got me thinking. This was a long time ago. I was like, these defense contractors are overcharging, right? Overcharging the government, and then the excess money is going to secret black book organizations that you know that fund research and development of like, advanced technologies. I mean, like it's been common knowledge. It's on Ancient Aliens that there's been crashes like since the 40s, and then it's just out there, everywhere, you know. But anyways, that was the biggest thing. They literally just admitted that defense contractors are funding programs that develop and reverse engineer alien craft or off-world craft. They literally said it, and I'm just like, okay, okay,
Actually,
dang.
it's funny that you say that because I'm reading this article here, and Sue Go, a spokeswoman for AARO, which is the um, I don't know what the AARO is. Oh, the Pentagon's All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office said in a statement that the office has not discovered any verifiable information to substantiate claims that any programs regarding the possession or reverse engineering of extraterrestrial materials have existed in the past or exist currently. She also said the department is committed to timely and thorough reporting to Congress. That sounds like something a person that has programs regarding the possession or reverse engineering of extraterrestrial materials would say.
Okay, but then like back in 2020, like the Navy, or like the government submitted patents. Oh, I think we talked about it a while back ago. I
Mm-hmm.
talked to you about it. They submitted patents of technology that was just super. I mean, just not obtainable with our current technology. But like you got to think about something. You got to think about something. Technologies that pop up, the military has had it for long time, a long time. There's so much money that gets. Never mind. Like there's so much money that goes into like research and development that is just like unaccounted for. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I like this quote here. This is from uh, his name is Ryan Graves, an F-18 pilot stationed in Virginia Beach. He says that UAP encounters were not rare or isolated. The main issue is that they didn't have or there isn't an adequate reporting system to investigate UAP encounters. Instead, a stigma still exists for pilots and officials who press for more transparency about their experiences. If everyone could see the sensor and video data I witnessed, our national conversation would change, Graves said. I urge us to put aside stigma and address the security and safety issue this topic represents. If UAP are foreign drones, it is an urgent national security problem. If it is something else, it is an issue for science. In either case, unidentified objects are a concern for flight safety. The American people deserve to know what is happening in our skies. It is long overdue.
Yep, they already know what's happening in our skies.
Interesting. Yeah, so that's happened. That's happening. Hooray, aliens. We've got that. Let's see. How I know you went to go see did you go see this did you go to see Barbie and slash or Oppenheimer?
I went to go see Barbie. I still have yet to see Oppenheimer, though.
What was your take?
10 out of 10 for the Barbie movie. I like it. It was very nice. It was awesome. It was great. I love how they broke the fourth wall too. I was like, all right, okay, I see you. Great message as well.
Mm-hmm.
What do you?
I thought it was great. 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10. Highly recommend. Would highly recommend going to see it. I appreciate the um oh my gosh, the like kind of the breakdown freak out that America Ferrera has during the middle of it, where she talks about kind of the expectations. Also, I think your camera's frozen. The expectations that oh, you're back. Okay, society puts on um women just in general, um and how like they have to be both like beautiful but not too beautiful because you don't want to offend other people, but you have to be attractive for men, but not so attractive that you draw attention to yourself, because otherwise like people won't like you, and yada yada yada, and how there's that whole entire thing exists both in Barbie land and also just like in real life. So I thought it was a brilliant movie with a brilliant message. I highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Go for it. I actually do kind of want to see Oppenheimer as well. I thought that's an interesting moment in history, the Manhattan Project.
Hmm.
Weirdly connected
Definitely.
to the whole UFO. I would not weirdly. I think that's connected. Gotta be.
Oh, the CIA is very in charge of what we, watch and what it's, you know. And you think about it. Think about it. Think about everything that's been in Hollywood: aliens, space. You know.
Independence Day,
Hmm.
probably one of the best movies of all time, starring Will Smith. Um, what's his name and what's her face? Who was in that movie? Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, Vivica A. Fox, Randy Quaid. What a what a group. Anywho, um,
Great movie.
speaking of movies, I had this really interesting interaction with I hate to say it, a couple a couple of students the other day, because like we were walking out to go out onto a lesson, and they were talking about movies and blah 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 blah, and I was like, oh, you should go see Barbie because it's freaking phenomenal, and blah 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 blah, and they were like, oh, I don't know if I'm super interested in it, and then they were like, you should go see they were talking about going to see The Sound of Freedom, which is a new movie
Oh,
that's out.
okay.
And I was like, oh, isn't that movie that's created by the same guy who did Passion of the Christ? And they were like, I don't know. That's a really good question. I was like, I think it is. Isn't he like super like far right leaning like QAnon conspiracy theorist kind of dude? And it got really quiet.
Got really awkward
It
too,
got
huh?
really awkward. I was like, yeah, and then they were like, there's no way. And I was like, yeah,
I guess.
I'm pretty sure the producer of that film is like knee deep in like right wing, like anti Semitic conspiracy theories. And in fact, like or the story that movie is based off of is like not even true. Like it's a fabrication of an alleged story.
It's it's somebody's heard it from a person, heard it from a person, heard it from a person.
And then they
Their take on
decided,
it.
yeah, and then they decided to make it into a movie. And so
Yeah.
I did a little bit of like digging, and because I came prepared, um um because why not? So first and foremost, that claimed to be a like a box office hit. However, there have been tons and tons and tons of claims um, that the company that makes or that made the film, I think they're called Angel Films or whatever, um, they've been, what's the word, um, astroturfing the movie. So meaning like they will buy up all the tickets to premieres to kind of like drive um popularity, because like if people see like, oh, this film is sold out, then they're more likely to go and purchase a ticket for the next filming. And there have been multiple cases where people have
Hmm.
like they've seen that the film is sold out and then will go to the theater and at the time of the movie and the theater is completely empty, like
Hmm.
multiple sources. And then there is uh this article, I was like, as I was doing this research, there's an article on Rolling Stone, um, that says like why anti-trafficking experts are torching Sound of Freedom. So the new movie offers a false perception of child trafficking that experts worry could harm the real victims. So like basically the story um is about like this guy, he's a Homeland Security agent who, is all for like trying to end like this, or finds out that there's this like child trafficking ring um in like Colombia or something along those lines, and tries to get the Department of Homeland Security and like a group of people to like go to Colombia and like stop this particular ring, but like the Department of Homeland Security is like, no, we don't have the resources and this isn't really a confirmed thing. And so he's like, to hell with you guys, I'm going to go do it myself. So he like leaves the
Hmm.
Department of Homeland Security and basically goes on like this vigilante mission to save the kids or whatever.
I see.
Um the it yeah, I forget it. Caviezel, that's his name, plays a fictionalized version of Tim Ballard, the founder of the anti-trafficking organization Operation Underground Railroad, which has been accused of embellishing some of its more extreme claims, which they have denied. So yeah, so it was just like a really it was just a really awkward
Word conversation.
conversation. But yeah, the producer and director, uh Jim Caviezel, is like knee deep in like the whole QAnon adrenochrome, like sacrificing children and drinking their blood kind of deep state situation that,
Well, I hope they enjoy the movie.
yeah, right, not as good as
How do you
Barbie.
feel about artists buying the first few rows of another artist's um, concert? How do you feel about that?
What do you mean? Tell me
Like,
more.
say if you're an artist,
Okay.
say if you're an artist,
Okay.
right,
I'm
and you have
Beyonce.
beef with, yeah, and you
Got it.
have beef with one of the Spice Girls,
Okay. I'll
you
obviously,
know,
now that Posh is back in the group,
obviously,
you know.
yeah, and you buy the first 10 rows of their concert
Okay.
just so it's empty.
Just like out of spite.
Yes.
How do I feel about it? I mean, it's petty as F. I'm kind of obsessed with it.
Would you do it?
I mean, no, because I mean, like, I don't dislike people enough to have to stoop to that level. If I didn't like somebody that much, I probably would go out of my way to ignore them fully. I think.
Yeah, I mean, you're still giving them money.
Yeah, and you're also giving them money. Let's talk about it. So like, I mean, if somebody did that to me, that check is still getting cashed. So, it's kind of like the concept of it's the most interesting like conservative boycott strategy where like they'll go and buy all of, like when they were boycotting Budweiser for having what the hell's her name? The trans activist as their spokesperson. Um,
I don't recall.
uh, Budweiser. Um, Dylan Mulvaney.
Mm,
When they had Dylan Mulvaney as the spokesperson for a short little bit, it was kind of like just pre Pride Month. Um, there was a whole boatload of conservative people who were like going out and buying up like Budweiser products so they could like post on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, the whole nine of them like dumping it out and down the drain or like shooting it with their guns and or like running it over with their cars and blah 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 blah. It's like I don't think that that is how boycotting something works.
you're supposed to like
Not give them money.
affect their. I mean, as long as you're affecting their profits, I don't know. I guess they could go either way. I don't know.
Yeah, but I
I
mean,
bet they profited off of that.
well, I mean, yes, because they were literally buying their product so they could destroy it.
Yeah, but I mean, I did hear that it also dropped to like 16th place in America's favorite beer like list or whatever. So
Yeah, I mean, probably, but they
yeah.
lose any. I think this is the other thing is like any company that like supports the LGBT community.
Mm-hmm.
Like the same thing happened with Ford.
Yep.
Like they went from America's number one car brand. They dropped their sales dropped a little bit because people got upset that they were supporting gay pride and made like a
Mm-hmm.
pride truck, like literally a truck that had a rainbow on it, and people were like that was the most offensive thing that has ever happened to them in their lives.
Yeah.
So, you'll always see that, but also at the same time, um they um ultimately companies like that end up making money because, I think allyship is probably one of the best forms of or, is one of the best ways to make money because it increases your social capital, which then leads to increasing your economic capital. However, once they finished this whole thing with Dylan Mulvaney, they kind of like turned around and did the exact opposite to try to win back their like conservative fan base and are now like really suffering because they basically went the opposite direction. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna support the LGBT community," and then turned around like right after and were like, "Haha, just kidding."
Just kidding. Yeah.
It it bees like that, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen like I don't know, I read an article about like companies and how fickle they are to change their view. Um, they well, I mean, I would call it updating with the times, because you'll see companies that were against certain things or values, and then they'll come out with a commercial, maybe 10 years later, seven maybe, changing it up because of markets have been created. I mean, like a large following to that individual group. It becomes more of like a source of profit for the company. So they're like, "Well, we got to change." But what about the company's values? No, they're amendable, and then that's what happens.
Well, isn't that just the root of capitalism? Trying to
Exactly.
make as much money as humanly possible, irrespective of your company's core values. Even though, and I've said this before on previous podcasts, that millennials and Gen Zs are 40% more likely to patronize a business if their company's core values align with their own. And this is I think a large part of the issue, and why like you see now, and it's not an I think, this is like just general knowledge, but why there's such a concerted effort in like the conservative base to kind of weirdly get into regulation of business, right? Which is the complete antithesis of what the GOP stands for, because they're like very anti-regulation.
Yeah.
Um, but uh, you know, Gen Zs, I think, are, last I checked or heard, I think it was 80% of Gen Z identifies as not conservative.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like the most liberal generation, and that scares a lot of the older, obviously it scares a lot the entire conservative base, because if we were to have an election today and everyone in the country, obviously this is not new information, if everybody in the country were to, of voting age, were to go and vote, it would be a democratic society, obviously, because that's the definition of a
Mm-hmm.
democratic society. But we would largely
Mm-hmm.
vote Democratic, and there would be a Democrat in
Yes.
pretty much every single seat. But that's why you see, what is it? Alabama just had the Supreme Court overturn their congressional districting maps because they were gerrymandering um, the entire state, so that there was like one, um, it was basically like a singular black county, not a county, but like congressional district, and all the rest would have
Mm-hmm.
gone red. So the Supreme Court overturned that and said, no, absolutely not. You're not going to do that. And then the Alabama Congress was like, watch us, and then like went around and did it anyway. And then you
Yeah.
see in Florida, shocking, um, like
Back at it again.
back at it again, Florida man, back at it again. Um, Making an effort to basically rewrite Black history,
Mm-hmm.
to say that, like, that there were benefits to slavery.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. I was like, ooh, what a thing to say.
I mean, I know my ancestors parlayed their skills or whatever.
You know
But
what?
thank God for the cotton
Leaders,
gin.
leaders, leaders say the darndest things.
Yeah, it's wild that I say it's wild, knowing full well that, all of it is this is pretty standard America. What was I was watching this little comedy skit thing on the TikTok, and this girl said, if America were a character in a movie, we would, or it would be like, we would be at that point in the movie where like America coughs into a napkin, and they like, and there's blood on it,
Yep.
because America has the consumption.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we're currently sitting. So that's cute.
Well, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Well, hopefully vote.
Vote, yeah, or leave the planet like some
Oh my
billionaires
gosh,
are.
with can we get like a sea, what was it? Sea Labs, Sea Adventures. What was the name of that
hmm
company that killed all the rich people in the submarine?
Oh, the submarine. I don't remember the company name.
Well, can we get one of those for space?
No, I mean, like I do appreciate the advancements in technology of like
Mm-hmm.
research of space research and space travel. You know, I do, I do. I just hope they make it affordable for everybody.
Well, we know that that's not gonna happen.
It is gonna happen when when it needs to be.
Well, I guess I will say don't hold your breath. Or do, because
or do.
you'll be in outer space.
Yeah.
Probably not best to be out in space holding your breath. You probably need a suit or something so your blood doesn't boil. But, you know, why not?
You seem like you're on another planet there, so looks like you made it.
I here's hoping. Here is hoping, honestly. Because the
You all
way
packed for Rome?
absolutely not. Absolutely
I
not.
mean,
Yeah, I've got to do another like 2 loads of laundry, find all of my outfits, organize my costumes for. I figured out what I'm gonna wear for this Rugantino party because it's like 19th century, so it's like it's the turn of the century, turn of the 19th century. So we're going for like Hamilton vibes is basically what we're trying to go for. So ruffled shirts.
yeah, I got something. I got a little something, something.
I
You
basically
know,
can wear like I have this cream colored suit that I think will work perfectly. Plus I have a ruffle yeah, a ruffled shirt that'll work amazingly. I can't
a
wait.
cream-colored suit.
Yeah, cream suit.
So you're like wearing a suit for it
Well, not a full
with
suit.
the ruffled shirt?
I'm wearing
No, full
the
suit.
I'm wearing the pants and the vest and the shirt.
Ah, I see. Like a fancy man.
Yeah, because that's
I'm dressing like a peasant.
well, if the I guess shoe and or frock fits.
Nah, I just didn't want to try. I mean, like I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna get. Like, it's Amazon wasn't exactly popping, you know.
It really
So and
wasn't.
time is running short, so I had to just choose something, you know.
Yeah, they kind of threw us a little bit of a curveball there.
What color toga are you gonna wear?
It's white. I have a white one. And I will be wearing a red sash over it.
Mine is black and purple because sure.
Yeah, I was just like, all right, let me just get a quick toga off of Amazon.
I'm probably gonna be the only one in a dark toga. I don't know. We'll see.
I thought about getting a black one. I'm wondering if we're there, like while we're walking around. I'm sure there's got to be some sort of store that has togas. I know that sounds
Why?
crazy, but if there is one, I
Oh,
don't know why there would. I mean, it's a niche market, I'm sure, but
I mean, when in Rome,
when in Rome,
do as the Romans do.
uh, I'm saying Let's
I
see.
don't know. I was looking at this like 300. I was gonna go all out. I was gonna buy like this $300 toga with this nice wrap. It was cool. It was cool, but I was like, I'm not gonna spend upwards of like $230 to $300 for a a toga
For a
that
piece of
I'm only
cloth.
yeah.
And for what?
But it was like a lot of cloth. It was like an actual
A full
toga,
on,
you
like,
know.
rappy moment.
No,
Like, there's a lot of them on Etsy, but I don't know that any of these are what we're going for. That's definitely not it. Hmm.
show the
Well,
audience.
I think I'll get demonetized.
True.
Thanks, Etsy. It's just a lot of fabric. So we're going to go with the Amazon purchase and deal with it. The little headpiece is god awful. Hold on, let me grab it. It's horrible. It's so chintzy, obviously, because I only spent $20 on this thing. So it's got a little strap. Hold on. See, it goes like this. It's a little laurel.
Was it made
That's
out of
my
cardboard?
giant dome piece. It'll
I
do
don't
the
even know
job,
if
I
mine comes with
suppose.
one.
What did you say?
I don't even know if mine comes with one.
Well, I'm sure you can find some like leaves or something while we're walking around and just pin them to your head. Glue them. Do I look Roman?
Uh,
Say yes.
no,
Just say yes.
no,
No. All right.
no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, so they really like said surprise.
When did the theme come out?
Like a week and a half ago. Like the toga party was supposed to be
I
like Friday night or something. Um and then they said surprise extra party. But
just like a 19th century.
I think they were still trying to figure out the um like from an entries perspective how many entries they had in like the timeline of things, and then they realized that like Friday gets done pretty early.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
as a
you gotta fill it
result,
with stuff.
yeah, but Thursday we start dancing at 11:40 and we go until, straight through until about 9 o'clock at night. Nope, even later. Yep, 9 o'clock at night. Friday, I start dancing at 9 a.m. Nope, that's not true. I don't even know when I start dancing anymore. But we're dancing a lot.
We're gonna dance a ton. It's gonna be great.
A crap ton. Oh, Friday, I don't dance until 1 o'clock
There you go.
in the
Nice.
afternoon. That's killer. And then Saturday, I start dancing, I think, at 9 a.m. But, you know, 9 a.m.
Very nice. Well, and I'm glad we have a late takeoff, so it's not like an early morning type thing. Like,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. It's always easier. I it's just weird because like if you don't sleep on kind of have to sleep on the flight because otherwise Tuesday is the world's longest day.
Oh yeah, I will sleep on the flight. Trust me, because I'm not gonna get any sleep tonight, so I can sleep on the flight.
Ugh. Did you upgrade your seats?
Nah,
Well, you should do it at the airport. There's still spaces available.
I think I'm just gonna. I'm a pretty small individual. I think I'm just gonna
That's fair.
keep my seat.
All right. All right, you could hang out with me and Kat, but that's fine.
I would love to.
That's fine.
But I'm gonna be so immersed into my electronics and my napping that I won't. I'm literally probably gonna take care of some like work stuff and then be Audi 5000
Yeah,
because I'm gonna take some melatonin and then wake up in Rome.
I feel that. I dig that. Yeah, I've got a
And the
boat.
flight's probably gonna take not that long for me,
Uh,
at least.
yeah, it's an 8.5 hour flight on the way there. So, hooray! Yeah, I've got a couple of programs and some group class planning I have to do. So we'll see how it goes. Hooray! Can't wait. I should consider getting
Oh yeah.
hacked though. I should consider it.
You know what? Speaking of that, we should probably get started.
Yeah, I should get started on that. So we're at the hour mark. So that means we're at the end of today's episode. So as always, hey Gary, thanks for being here.
Yes.
Sorry Brielle wasn't
yes.
here to join us. That's kind of lame of her.
That's okay.
Kind of lame of her, if I'm being honest, but what are you going to do?
You'll join us next time.
He'll join us next time. So, as always, this has been Next to the Floor. My name is Harrison. You can reach me at my socials, which are right over there. I changed my Twitch handle, so it's LaBouf. It's the beef. Or you can reach our Facebook, facebook.com/next to the floor, or our YouTube, youtube.com/next to the floor. Thanks to our Patreons who help keep this channel up and running. We love you. Thank you a bunch. Woo! Patreon.com/next to the floor. Check it out. And then you can check out Gary at his Instagram. Check that out because I'm sure it's going to have it's right underneath your left, right there. Yeah. It's _good_guy_Gary. Check it out. He's going to be posting a whole boatload of things from Rome. I'm certain of it. We need to practice salsa in the airport. I think you're on push to talk, so we can't hear you.
Yes, we'll practice also in the airport. Dang it.
Before the competition on Saturday.
Yeah, let's do it on one of those rolly pad things. Do you know the rolly things?
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
I love dancing on those things.
What could possibly go wrong? But anywho, this has been Next to the Floor. I'm Harrison. That's Gary. Remember, it costs you $0 to be a good person. It's absolutely free. Absolutely free to be a good person. Free. But, the more you know. But it could cost you up, as little as like $5 to support our Patreon. So being a good person is free, but it could also cost you $5. So you just have to choose. And that's today's episode. So we'll catch you in a couple of weeks because next Sunday we are in Rome. The Sunday after that I'm at my sister's wedding, so I won't be around. My stepsister's wedding. So I won't be around for that, but maybe Monday we'll figure something out. And then the week after that, I'm in Chicago. And the week after that, it's Minicomp. Oh my gosh, there's so much happening in the month of August. But have a wonderful... So much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, afternoon, weekend, wherever you are, whenever you're listening to this. And we will catch you next time. Goodbye. Goodbye now. I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be a 10. Something and something. Hold on. What are the lyrics? I'm just Ken. 'Cause I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be a 10. Is it my destiny to live and die a life of blonde fragility? I'm just Ken.
I'm
Where I
just
see
Ken.
where I see love, she sees a friend. What will it take for
A
her to
friend.
see the man behind the tan and fight for me? I wanna know what it's like to love, to be the real thing. Can you feel the Kenergy? Feels so real, my Kenergy.
I can feel the energy.
Can you feel the Kenergy?
It's irradiating.
I'm just Ken and I'm enough.
It's dripping off of you.
Oh man. Truly a brilliant moment in American history. It was the cultural reset of the year. I don't care what anybody says.